Hello, y'all. Victor Wolf here with another Stephen King book review. As you can see, we have Billy Summers. First off, this is not a horror novel. If you expect one, then surpass this one. If you're like me and have to read every book old Stevie puts out, then I guess you're stuck reading it, like I was. And I say stuck being the operating word here. Billy is a hired assassin, so I'm thinking along the lines of Jason Bourne with the demented bend of 80s King. I mean, that's what I was thinking. But then I have to think that the person who wrote Pet Sematary, Misery, It, and Evil Things no longer resides on this planet. But we still have remnants of the guy who wrote Under the Dome, Doohickey, and 11/22/63. But will you find any of that stuff in here? No, you will not. In this 514-page novel, you get the entire first half that moves like a three-toed sloth across a dark desert highway. The point being, this portion right here, see about all that right there? All that right there? All that is boring as fuck. The way this novel should have started off was with Billy doing one of his many executions and then showing his narrow escape. Then we move to page 1. Let's have some excitement, Stevie. Let's provoke our senses a little bit. Let's stimulate our minds. Let us know why you are the best writer in the world. Instead, old Stevie leads with this line. Billy Summers sits in the hotel lobby waiting for his ride. His ride being those who orchestrate his kills, the ones who give him his next assignment. For the next several, over 20 pages, they show him where he will live next, setting up for the next kill. And the first line to chapter 3 is, I shit you not, Billy Summers once more sits in the hotel lobby waiting for his ride. Paging Dr. Boring? Paging Dr. Boring? What in the world? Billy goes on to sift through Netflix and texts his handlers. He meets some of the neighbors in his apartment complex. Okay, so why would he be in an apartment complex where people can readily see him, even though he wears the stupidest of disguises? Why not a small house in a nondescript neighborhood where he can more perfectly achieve what he's trying to achieve? An anonymous existence. So in this timeline, he meets a few neighbors, interacts with them and their children, and actually plays Monopoly. Do kids even play Monopoly anymore? Are all the Monopoly games just flying off the shelves versus the electronics in today's world? I don't think so. So when Billy is not engaged in these snore fests, he begins to think he's a writer, because assassins and the ability to write a 300-page book apparently go hand in hand. He starts an autobiography. Now, if it was about how he got into the business of killing for money, then it might have been alright. But it's mostly about his time as a Marine in the Battle of Fallujah. That's all fine and dandy, but don't span 50 to 60 pages of it in a book. Jesus, save that shit for another character in another book. So we have this philandering text of all the things I mentioned, all the way to page 175. This book is about Billy Summers, an assassin. It's not a spoiler to know that he will eventually kill someone else. But this doesn't happen until page 175. The pages before that, 90% fluff. Obviously, the main character needs characterization, but not 175 pages worth before something major happens. Come on, give me a break. But, okay, a little bit of a spoilers after this point. So, Billy makes the kill, makes his escape. Not narrowly, I might add, because that would entail too much emotion and care and edge-of-your-seat thrillerism. So now his guys won't pay what he's owed. $1.5 million. More fluff on that until page 240. when the decent portion of the novel starts, when he meets Alice. Oh, little Alice. She's literally dropped off and into the story as a kind of saving grace. For those of you who have seen Cobra with Sly Stallone, Alice and Billy's relationship kind of blossomed like that, but not as good. For a book of this type, there just weren't any good action scenes at all. No car chases, no close getaways, no Tom Cruise shit of any kind, and with tame revenge plots to boot. Some have argued that it isn't that kind of book, and they would be absolutely right. It's not. It's boring because it doesn't have those action scenes. It arouses little interest or curiosity. The first half puts you to sleep while you dream of a new King book from the 20th century. The second half is slightly better, but that's all because of Alice. I've watched a lot of book reviews on this one, and I can't quite understand why people are so excited over this, even after they've read it. Did y'all read the same book I did? This one? Did y'all read this? From cover to cover? Did you read it? I don't think you did. Are you just excited over the fact that you read a book? Or that you want to sound intelligent or boastful? That you're putting your opinion on YouTube? Oh my God, y'all. This is so good. No, it wasn't. It's okay. It happens. I've read all of his books, most of them twice, as you can see. There's they are. And this fits somewhere in the bottom, 15. Definitely better than Elevation, Gwendy's Button Box, The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon, The Colorado Kid, From a Buick 8, and Cell. So it goes somewhere after those. You know, I don't have to like it. You don't have to like it just because it says Stephen King on the cover. For instance, if my name was right here, Victor Wolf, 90% of you would hate it and might even offer the claim that if he, meaning me, could traditionally publish shit like this, then I, meaning you, would have an awesome chance at the shit you call a book. Now put that in your pipe and smoke it. Ratings, ratings, ratings. Come and get your ratings. The beginning is a 3 out of 10. The middle, the Alice parts, is a 6 out of 10. The ending, which was average but nothing spectacular, is a 6 out of 10. Overall, 6 out of 10. And that's being generous. A real critic would give this a 4 or 5 out of 10. Some have argued that King has matured as a writer, that the book is about trauma and redemption. And that's fine, but it still equates to boring as fuck. One guy said 100 pages of story, 400 pages of overdevelopment of character. Spot on, bro. He also said that editors were probably too afraid to tell him to trim his fluff, which is probably true. Another said, I quit reading this at page 149 because this was easily one very boring book. For 150 pages, Hitman Billy plays with neighbors' kids and shops on Amazon. And you would be correct. But you missed the Alice parts, damn it. Some said that they're getting tired of King's politics peppered in that doesn't add anything to the story. One reviewer said that King is letting Trump live rent-free in his brain, even though the Trumpster is out of office. True, true, and true. But he seems to keep his Twitter silent when Joe Biden does or says something stupid. Must be defending his fellows in the old geezers club. Some said the storyline has been done way better by many other writers of talent. The one said the good, the bad, and the boring. Not a page turner, a yawner. One said this is written in the present tense. It's like listening to a teenage girl babbling on about nonsense. That's funny, so I'll end with that one. Billy Summers, read it if you must. VW out.